Standing by.
Musa, what would you want to change migrant worker?
I think more money and more good environment to thrive for workers.
I hope your prayers, or rather your hopes, come to pass.
By the way, good morning to the both of you. Well, the Federal Executive Council has approved the immediate constitution of a task force committee on power sector reform to accelerate total overhaul of the sector. This is one of the major outcomes of the council's meeting on Thursday.
The goal here is to ensure that there's a total overhaul of the power sector, without which real progress cannot be made in terms of industrialization, which will ultimately lead to economic prosperity of Nigeria.
President Bola Tinubu says his administration's investment in gas development has achieved a major milestone in implementation. The president revealed the progress when he received a delegation of the civil society organization on community advancement and humanitarian empowerment initiative in the State House.
Nigeria is now a high destination for investments. Absolutely. I have not seen the history of this nation in the last 10 years attracting up to 10 billion or 2 billion in hydrocarbon investment opportunity. It is happening now as I'm talking.
The National Economic Council has approved the adoption of 112, or 112 rather, as the national emergency number at all levels to strengthen Nigeria's emergency lifeline and build a unified and coordinated national response to emergencies. The approval was part of decisions taken at the 157th meeting of NEC held virtually, which also approved the establishment of a multi-agency implementation committee and program coordination led by the Office of the Vice President and National Communications Commission.
The emergency number exists. Emergency communication centers exist in many states. Computer-aided dispatch systems have been deployed. What is required now is coordination, adoption, standard operating procedures, public awareness, institutional ownership, and trust.
The Supreme Court has nullified a convention and the outcome of the People's Democratic Party held in Ibadan between November 15th and 16th, 2025. In a split verdict of 3-2, the Apex Court pointed out that the convention was held in contravention of an order of the Federal High Court. The Justice Muhammad Garba-led 5-man panel also vacated one of the decisions of the Court of Appeal regarding ADC.
And the judges today have spoken in very strong terms, condemning flagrant disobedience of court, which is more important. And what it means is that the convention, the so-called convention of 15th and 16th of November 2025 is hereby nullified.
The basis upon which INEC acted to remove the name of Senator Mark and his ESCO had been removed by the Supreme Court agreeing that the order of status quo antebellum made by the Court of Appeal was unwarranted, had no basis to make it, it was unnecessary.
The National Working Committee and WC of the All Progressives Congress APC at its meeting held on Thursday at the party's national secretariat in Abuja has approved an extension of the timelines for the sale of aspirants' expression of interest and nomination forms, as well as the submission of completed forms for the 2027 general elections. Addressing journalists after the NWC meeting, the party's Deputy National Publicity Secretary, Duro Miseko, stated that the sale of forms will now close at midnight on Monday, May 4th, 2026, while the submission of completed forms and accompanying documents has been extended to midnight on Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. The extension follows the declaration of a one-day public holiday. The Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, has directed its members to embark on an indefinite strike from May 1st. The directive is contained in a strike notice dated 30th April, jointly signed by NASU General Secretary Peters Adeyemi and SANU President Muhammad Ibrahim. It says the strike became necessary after representatives of the non-teaching staff in the tertiary education and that of the federal government could not conclude the renegotiation of 2009 agreement between the 1st to 30th April 2026, as earlier suggested by the Joint Action Committee. And that concludes the news. Victor and Henry will be back.